Welcome, Scorpio. I am Tammy Toshnik, and this is Messages for the Signs. And before we begin, I'm going to light a candle for you, Scorpio, sending you much light. And let's also clear the energy and improve our vibration. Scorpio. What messages do I have for Scorpio today? Scorpio, are you struggling with friendships, with relationships, in that you're not feeling heard or understood? Perhaps you're going too deep, Scorpio, and it's making others uncomfortable. Talking about death and life and all the deep things. And you're wondering, is anyone going to understand me? Is anyone going to get me? Is that you right now, Scorpio? And what does Scorpio need to know for the best and highest good this week? Okay, Scorpio. You've got orphaned, here and now, milk and honey, rock bottom, follow the leader, intention. The saying that's coming to mind is the road to hell is paved with good intentions. So I'm wondering if you weren't well-intentioned bringing up these conversations that I just mentioned, or trying to voice your opinion, and it's got you nowhere, and it's leaving you alone. It's making you feel alone. Interesting that I had that intuitive nudge to ask if you're feeling alone, and then here we pull the orphan card. So very much a lonely, abandoned, questioning, seeking energy here, Scorpio, at least for some of you. Remember, these are general readings, so some of you this will be spot on, and for some of you it will not, and that is okay. That's why you keep checking in every week. So this feels like it has triggered something in you. It's likely something that happened to you in the past, the same experience, and so now it's triggered these old feelings that perhaps were dead and buried, or you even thought that you had healed and released, but they're showing themselves. And so the best thing, sort of the remedy for that, is to focus on the now moment. Where are you right now? Is this true right now? The way you're feeling, is it based in truth? Now, feelings are messengers, they're symptoms, and so they're important to look at them and not dismiss them. But sometimes we do fall into a cycle, like a cell memory even, of feeling the way we used to feel, and then that brings up all this old stuff. So you're being asked to look at how you're feeling, if it's from today, if it's from something that's occurring right now, or it's more of a memory. And then very interesting, milk and honey, this talks to having everything you need. Sort of interesting that it's paired with orphaned here and now. This tells me that you may be worried that your needs aren't going to be met as they were not met in the past. Some of you, again, this is childhood stuff rearing its head, or even, it doesn't have to be childhood stuff, but it's definitely past stuff. It feels like rearing its head, and it's causing that familiar anxiety about needs not being met. This tells me too, for some of you, you may be in a relationship where your needs aren't being met. And it's important to talk about that. And or are you bringing that old stuff of feeling like your needs aren't going to be met, or they weren't met, into current relationships and friendships? Very interesting here. I don't know if you can see this these paths. And I like to say they're greenlit. This is what just came to me. They're greenlit. So you are on the right path here, even though you're feeling a certain way. It's kind of interesting. So rock bottom speaks to having to change direction because what you've been doing isn't working any longer, and so you just have to change direction. And follow the leader is stepping into that leadership role. So this may be that you may be feeling alone for some of you, Scorpio, because now you are alone. You are the one at the head of the room. You are the one leading the pack, and that can feel lonely. Because then we look around going, well, who do I go to? Who do I speak to? Who do I go for comfort and guidance if I'm that for everybody else as well? And that can trigger a lot of different feelings. But both are saying you're on the right path. Even though one, you did have to change direction. And again, that may be what's bringing up the loneliness or the abandonment, because you've had to leave familiarity behind. It is saying that was a good thing for you, that you're now on a better path for yourself. And again, you're going to take more of a leadership role that will then lead to abundance and prosperity. Intention, though, however, is always to keep that in your back pocket. Whenever we're called to be teachers or leaders, we must always remember that we are in service. And that's what I use for everything. When I get jumbled up in my mind or start questioning things, I always come back to my intention. And my intention always in my work is to be of service or in service. And that makes everything better. As soon as I remind myself that I am to be of service, it sort of just clears the way. And I would suggest that's the same for you, Scorpio. Remember that you are to be of service. Remember why you started doing this thing in the first place. And that always sets you on the right path. I don't know that we can never be on the wrong path when we aren't clear in our intention. I don't know that it's possible. I think when we're very clear and our intention is to be of service, then really nothing stands in our way. So I hope that helps you, Scorpio, and we will now move on to choose your own card. I'm not supposed to turn those over yet. Got ahead of myself. Oh my goodness. All right, Scorpio. So this is 1, 2, or 3. Which shall you choose? Or you can choose 2, or you can choose 3 cards. It's up to you. Alrighty. Now I turn them over. Okay, Scorpio. So if you chose 1, you've got spark, and that is the spark of creativity, that you are manifesting, that you're in the stage of creating and manifesting, reminding you that you are a creator as well. that you have the Midas touch, that anything that you put your attention to at this point in time will, how shall I say that? It will not only show itself, it will be something magical. What else do I want to say about that one? I think it goes well with the path cards, with the rock bottom and follow the leader. I think there's a line there. There's something connected, I guess, is what I want to say, with that course change. It may have sparked something in you, or you may be getting creative hits now that you've sort of moved your roadblocks out of the way. If you chose card 2, you've got Magic Prayer. Magic Prayer is all about prayers being answered. And do you see these two? I don't know if the lighting is good enough for you to see this, but the imagery is very similar to me. It's a lady and her hair is flowing, very ethereal energy. And so prayers are being answered right now for you, Scorpio, if you chose number 2. And if you chose 3, Metamorphosis, acknowledging that you are undergoing change, as we saw with the Orphan card, with the change in paths and direction. So this is just validating for you that you are undergoing a change or transition, that it isn't all in your mind, that you likely embarked on a new cycle. That's how I tend to see transition or metamorphosis, that it's a new cycle that we step into, and we just continue to cycle and cycle and cycle, but it does have that feeling of newness. And I would suggest that's because, again, that you have changed direction. So I hope that helps you, Scorpio, and I hope to see you next week. Take care.